Okay, hey guys, how you doing here? Ricardo here, formerly known as Sam. Yeah, I don't know if I told you guys this. I'm gonna change my name to Sam. My birth name is Ricardo, but I don't really like it. Once I get money, I'm gonna change it. So I like Sam better. So call me Sam, guys. Um, yeah, so back on here today. I haven't been on for a while. I don't know how people create videos every day. That's crazy. Cause like that shit happens to me every day, but still, like, there's no way that I can create every day. Like, it'll be too much of too much of an ego thing. But anyways, yeah. So life is very complex. I look back at my life, and I always wanted to understand life. I always wanted to. I was kind of like a philosopher. Like, I want to understand why are we here? What's the meaning of life, and what's the importance of why is the world the way that it is? Those were my burning questions, and I couldn't get the answer from nobody. Well, until I met Teal Swan, I didn't meet her, but saw her YouTube videos, and then I was like, oh shit, like there's somebody kind of like me. This is awesome, But now that I'm like, and I've always been like that for my whole life, majority until I had my spiritual awakening. Then I started getting answers and more answers and more answers. But now, 10 years later, after my spiritual awakening, well, I guess I'm still in the spiritual awakening, but it's been 10 years since my spiritual awakening started. And I'm just like, man, like, there's really no point to asking what's the meaning of life, like, what's the purpose. Like, you'll find out once you follow your heart, once you live inside your heart, and once you do the best that you can every single day. And that's what I'm finding, because I've run into situations and I've run into information that suggests that life is just really complicated. Like there's no like I mean it's like you can spend that all day trying to figure out what's the meaning, like what's the purpose and all that stuff, but you're never gonna find it if you don't be embody of who you want to be. And that's how I know because I noticed that during the spiritual awakening. There was parts of it I remember 2017. I was like asking, what about this? What about that? And I would get the answers from them. But after that, but if I look during my spiritual awakening, everything that I manifested was from the questions that I asked prior to my spiritual awakening. I got all the answers that I got, and it's all subconscious. I didn't really even realize it. But until now I would look back and I'm like, damn, everything that happened to me in my life was something that I thought about, wanted to know, or really wanted, just I was curious about. I got all of it, literally, and it's just like, damn, that's crazy. It's just like everything was geared towards like the spiritual side. I was kind of like a spiritual person before my spiritual awakening. Well, I would say I wanted to be spiritual, but I didn't know how to. So I wanted to believe in God, but in my religion that my parents liked, which is Christianity or Catholic, um, I wasn't really kind of like all in on it. I don't know. Like, but that was with me in everything. I was never really all in anything. I never had a good foundation. So, um, everything changed for me during my spiritual awakening. And I always was like thinking, is it destiny or is it free will? Like, I always thought like everyone had a destiny and like free will didn't really matter as much, but no, that's false. Free will matters majority. I'd say 90%, because that forms your destiny. That lets God know where you want to go, from your free will. And free will doesn't have necessarily have to do action, action, action all the time. It just depending on like what you do every single moment, can cause your free will to go sway from one direction to the next. Literally, it's just that simple. every second of your life your free will can go a different direction depending on what you do, depending on if you're following your brain or you're following your heart, depending on the decision you make, the thoughts that you think, or what comes to you, the image that comes to you. So life is really like it's simple. You can break it down to simpler terms, but it's really complex. Like even if you find all the answers in life, you're not gonna know every detail about everything. There's some things you won't know. We all have pros and cons. We all have strengths and weaknesses. So to sit here and say that, because I used to be like that. I wanted to know everything about life, and unfortunately, it's not possible in one lifetime. Maybe if you were to spend like 20,000 years on Earth, or maybe you can figure out everything, but I don't know. It's really, I don't want to be on Earth for that long. Watching everyone die and then, you're just still in the body. It's like, damn. Anyways, that's kind of a mind trip. But yeah, it's really tough. And I watched John Villa Melchizedek. So I was watching his. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's like a spiritual teacher, and he just talks about basically living in your heart, instead of your mind, which I agree with. And um, I was just watching him. He was talking about like um, the Egyptians and the sexual connotation, and how like I don't know. He was just talking about stuff, and I was just like I was watching it, and I was like, man, like this is so complicated. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, Ricardo, like, or Sam, wait a minute, like, why are you spending so much time trying to understand so much philosophical stuff? Or why in the past were you so enamored with that? Because I was really enamored with it. Because I would look at this society and this life, and I'm like, bro, I don't like how the way that it is. It doesn't make sense. Like, why are we in wars? Why don't we connect with each other? Why don't we work with each other? Why don't we try to understand each other? And and that's what God showed me throughout my spiritual awakening. He showed me the reason why. Because nobody wants to, they don't want you to know. They don't want you to be living peaceful. They have their own agenda. Everybody has their agenda. So or at least the higher ups have a hidden agenda. They don't want the people below to know. But I mean, it is what it is. If it's a game, then I want to be the winner of the game. Well, not it doesn't have to be a winner or loser, but winning at life. Winning at being me, winner at going at my purpose and my mission in life, winning at that, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to win like, like, you lose, I win. No, no, we can all win. You know how we win? Like I said, you follow your mission and your purpose, what you came here to do. That's how you know you're winning. You lose if you don't do that. It doesn't matter about how much money you make or any of that stuff. So, and then once I found out, I was so excited. I was like, oh shit, like, fuck trying to understand like the meaning of life. And the meaning of life is pretty much is whatever you make it anyway. So it's like if that's the case, then just live your life. Like whatever happens. Just live it. Everybody has their job. Like I look out, I remember out taking walks and I see like ants like doing their thing, and then wasps going to flowers, butterflies going around there, squirrels eating their little thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can just tell like they're doing their job. And how does that relate to me and people? Because before so long, especially during my previous awakening, prior to my awakening, previous awakening, I was so much just like trying to figure out what my role was here in life, and I could never figure that out. I thought it would be like an athlete. That's what I thought because I like sports, but I didn't do good at it. But anyways, that's what I thought it was gonna be until during my spiritual awakening. Then I started figuring out that more and more and more and more and more, slow and steady wins the race, more and more. Where now, I know my purpose internally. I don't have my physical purpose, which means like I don't know exactly what house I want to live, a career, the type of girl that I want. I have an image of the type of girl. I think I know some traits. I don't know where I'm gonna live. Well, I live here, but I don't plan on living in Washington forever. I'm gonna go to somewhere else. Um, yeah, I don't know what type of people I'm gonna meet and all those different stuff. I'm figuring all those stuff out, or I will figure it out. So right now that's what I'm looking for, the physical side. I'm done with the spiritual side. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna not do it. I'm still gonna do that. I'm still gonna meditate. I'm still gonna take my works. I'm still gonna communicate with the Lord, with God. Still gonna build a relationship with God, build a relationship with myself. And try to do it with my parents too. God forbid, because they're really hassle and hard to deal with. But now it's about the physical dimension now and understanding that, which I've been doing the past 4 months, but trying to manifest physically, because that is what's really blocking me right now. And that was my Achilles heel, the physical dimension, because I didn't really understand it, and that's true because, like Teal Swan says, half and a half out of the physical dimension. She doesn't have the video up. I don't know why they took it off, but anyways, now I'm fully into it, or at least presume that I'm majority, if not fully, I'm probably 95% in it. So it's completely different. Um, so I guess what do I take away from this video, guys? Basically, just do you, live your life, you know. Because if you look at normal people, they manifest physically fine. Because I see people driving cars, fancy cars, like, how did they get this? Like, I can tell from the energy is off. But yeah, they can manifest that, you know. So, and what's the importance of that? That means that, like, we spiritual people, like, sensitives, we always, like, how do I say this? Like we always like wonder like how is this possible? Like how can this happen? Like how can people get this or get that? You know, and it's because they're doing it from a free will. You know what I'm saying? And they're able to manifest physically. You know, albeit that it's a negative free will, but either way, if you're fully into the physical dimension, either way, if it's negative or positive, you're gonna manifest something. You know, it's just the way the game goes. If you're physically incarnating in a body, you're gonna manifest. It's just that simple. It's just the question is, what do you line up your vibration, your frequency? What does it line up, and that will lead to your manifestation. So right now, I'm just working on myself. So um, there's a lot of things happening, or maybe not happening in my life, which I wish it would happen a little faster. But um, yeah, things are just moving along. So hopefully I'll be able to manifest soon. I'm not really sure, you know. It's just September now. I remember August. I was like, oh man, September, man. Hopefully I can manifest something, you know. So, but it's getting a lot better because I'm getting more information, and um, I don't know if I should share this. Yeah, it's just I remember yesterday when I went to downtown Seattle, because I was playing to you guys in a previous video how you know I was trying to manifest women, but you know not getting that much luck from it, but still learning a lot. You know, yesterday was a big breakthrough for me because usually when I go to places to try to get women, you know, usually I don't get anything, and then it's just like it's frustrating because I really feel like I want a female, and I feel like you know that maybe I wouldn't say pressure, but it's like maybe um, like it's like I lost the game or something. It's like oh you didn't fuck a female, so you lost for the day. You know that's the feeling that I get from it. Obviously, I know I do my best, but still, it's like I have that feeling. But yesterday, I didn't have that feeling at all. It was just like do you and do whatever. You know what I mean? It was great. You know. So, and the funny part is, I didn't even expect that that could happen. You know, to me because I felt like it's either I fuck a chick or I'd literally go crazy. It's like this. It felt like those are my only two options, you know. But it turns out there's a third option, you know, which was, you know, neither of those. I can just be good and just do the best I can, and then everything will be good, and I don't have to, you know, my craving of wanting it so bad has decreased tremendously. So I got to thank the universe for that, you know. But it wouldn't have done that if I didn't take the necessary action of going over there. Because I did feel like not going, but then I was like, why would you not go? Like, your heart wants you to go, just go, you know? So I went, and it was a good day, you know? So, well, I mean, I didn't sleep with any girl, but, you know, I was able to get that breakthrough. And that would help out tremendously because now I can do my learning without having the interruption of me not manifesting something or manifesting a lady to drop down how the day was. You know, now it feels good. You know, I mean, obviously, I still sometimes feel like you know I want to masturbate a little bit because I don't have any chicks. You know, or I want to do a little bit like it feels Debbie Downer. I don't have a female, especially when I see guys with females. It's like, bro, how did they get up? Like this vibration, yeah, I don't match. Like it's just that simple. I don't know how you got that girl. Like it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, it don't matter. You know, I don't need to look at other people. Focus on me. You know, so it is what it is. No matter how they got with each other, it doesn't matter to me. You know, so. Anyways, hopefully that helps you guys tremendously. But um, so yeah, what I learned for today, life is very complex, and basically just live your life. You know, just try to do the best that you can, and try to follow your heart the best as you can. So life is short, so um, just do the best that you can. um, yeah, I think so. Oh, one other thing. Yeah, I remember when doing my spiritual awakening one time. I remember I saw a lady. She was like 80, 70 or 80. She was really old, and I could tell like she had like during that time the same energy as me. And then I was like, I saw her walk by, and I was like, damn, this lady is going to a spiritual awakening right now. Well, obviously it was kind of weird because her energy was like kind of like, I wouldn't say off. Yeah, it was kind of off. It was weird. It's just something that my energy was kind of like hers in the past, but it's not anymore during that time. Anyway, I saw her, and it was just like an indication. I knew at that moment that like nothing is given to you. Like you have to put in the work, and you don't have to put in like a lot of action, action, action. You stillness too, but like I could tell during that time, she was probably 70 or 80 years old, but she was going through a spiritual awakening. Like that's too late, you know. I can't wait until that time to finally do the spiritual awakening and then to manifest, you know. So it has to be done sooner. So during that time, I was very happy about myself. I was like, yes, you're going the right way, Ricardo. Like, you're going the right way because this could have happened later in your life, and then you could not manifest the things that you want to manifest. So don't delay following your heart. You know, that's another thing. Don't delay it. Just do it, no matter how hard it is. Even trust me, because I felt like I had to do some hard stuff. You know, and it only got worse for me because I how long I dragged it on. You know, if I would have started earlier, then I would have manifested earlier. You know, and than this. But you know, it's about 10 years. I know it's a long time to be doing a spiritual awakening, but I learned a lot. So I mean, it's better to do it than not to do it, and it's better to do it earlier. The earlier, the better. You know, and you don't have to go through a spiritual awakening, but the spiritual awakening, what's good about it is just like you won't truly manifest your heart's desires until you let go of all the things that you need to let go. That's why I love the spiritual awakening so much, you know. And I don't think I would have changed if I didn't have a spiritual awakening. So that's why I keep talking about it because to me it's a blessing. It's very difficult, most without a doubt, very difficult, especially the dark night of the soul. Oh my God. You don't know how many times I just want to just like I just want to just leave this earth and just like like frustrating. But especially my parents too, they frustrated me the hell out of me. Anyways, I hope you guys got the message. You know, I just want to talk on here because I've been watching some John Valo Melchizedek videos, and it's been very eye popping for me because he's just like, man, like you have no idea about life. Like, life is limitless. Like, anything is possible, even in a third dimension, even in where we are right now. Anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, anything is possible. So I have that blueprint within me, but it's only possible if you follow your heart. If you follow your brain, it's not going to be anything is possible. You know, so just try to get that instilled inside your brain or your heart, wherever you want to go. But just know this that God loves you and build a relationship with Him and do the best that you can every single day. Work at it, work on your craft, do whatever you need to do, meditate, yoga, do the best that you can. So, um, that is about it, guys. So, see ya. Have a good one, guys. Thank you for watching.